GSR Season 14. We are now at the infamous Imola track. That was so bad. Yeah, we're back for round 5, I believe it is. Or round 6 maybe even. I think round 5. In Imola. My name is Soren. Welcome you all to the stream. I hope you're doing well. And ahead of us we maybe have the best race of the season. I mean, the chances are pretty high that we're gonna have the best race of the season here tonight. Imola is a great track, in the game at least, to drive on and to fight on it. We are now finally here. We have 18 drivers in, possible a full group maybe if 2 more people join. I think 1 may be joining. Yeah, but 18 nonetheless is an amazing number considering the fact where we started. But anyway, here we are now. Let's quickly go over the race results from last week before we head into the action here on track. Last week we had the race at Austria, also a phenomenal race. I recommend to you to watch that back. It's not on the YouTube yet. It is on the Twitch right now still for a couple of hours, but it's gonna be on the YouTube later today or possibly tomorrow. Either way, when it's there, you should look at it. We had Laza winning ahead of Sturmer, and then Laza's teammate in P3 as well. Yeah, then we had Smozek P4, FR77 in P5. We had Vistrici in P6, 8 in P7, Jensen P8, Zach in P9, and Infinity in P10. We also had Vapor dropping down to P14, getting a penalty. We had actually Vistrici, Smozek, and Vapor all up in the lead on the penultimate lap, or heading in on the second to last lap, heading into the fastest corner. They were P1, 1, 2, and 3, and you can see the order now. So I recommend to you to watch that back, at least the last couple of laps. Definitely, that was one of the most entertaining things that happened this season so far. And also a very crucial point. Maybe that's gonna be talked about more after the season. You never know. And yeah. Anyway, then we go back now on to the live scene here, where we can see that Vistrici currently going a little bit off track, cutting some lawn there. Mowing some lawn, cutting some lawn. Not too sure. And yeah, let's quickly go over the driver standings. Don't be scared now. It looks more awful than it is. We are having Laza currently in P1 in the driver standings with 2 wins to his name. Australia, very good win. And Austria last week a little bit lucky. But nonetheless, in the end, it was him who won. Ahead of Smozek now with a nice and decent gap of 21 points. Then we have Vapor trailing close behind, to only 1 point less than Smozek. We also have Sturmer and Vistrici there in P4 and 5, so very close as well. And Speed Demon also, I don't know if he's racing. He's racing today. He missed the last 2 races, but he's racing today, so maybe he can pick up some points there. Today we have 8 also there in P7. We got Jensen in P8. We got Thomas in P9 after a lucky result as well. I mean, would still be a good, decent result, but a little bit lucky then. And we got FR77 in P10 at the moment. Alright, then quickly go over the constructors as well. We have McLaren in a decent lead, 17 points ahead of Sauber. So also very close there. Red Bull also closely behind on 25 points less. So on 60 points. Then we have Alpine in P4 at the moment. The Racing Bulls in P5. Ferrari P6, Haas P7. We got Aston Martin on 20 points in P8. We got Mercedes in P9. And we got Williams with 1 point last week at least in P10 as well. So every team scored so far. Let's see who scores the most points this week. Maybe Williams can pick up some more points. Maybe Sauber can get closer to McLaren, or McLaren can extend the lead. You never know what's gonna happen. And if I was just typing in the chat, he can't race today. Sadly, everything on my end just exploded, basically. Screen turned off, we reset it and went straight into the wall after purple sector 1. Oh, you are in. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, you are out. Okay. I see. I'm sorry, mate, for that. I hope you can race though. Would be a shame if you missed the race. Yeah, I mean you're still in a decent position, so, and yeah, you had some great pace as well in the few races you did so far. So I hope you can fix that. And I also hope we are having a great race here ahead of us. We are currently with 10 minutes left in qualifying, so we are 8 minutes in. Currently it's BRT Finn on his debut, I think. Finn, returning driver to GSR. Good to have you back, mate. On his debut, already in provisional pole at the moment. Very close ahead of Thomas. Only 5 thousandths of a second. And then we have the Stretchy currently in P3. He started a lap load, so let's see if he can beat that pole time from Finn at the moment. He's also very close. Less than just about a 10th as well. Jake then got a little bit more gap. 8 also close behind him. Good result for 8 so far. P5, that is good. He had some troubles, I would say, on his return to league racing. Oh, and here's the Stretchy spinning out in the hairpin. That is, very unfortunate for him. Obviously, this lap time is over then for him, but he still got plenty of time to set another one. Let's see, we got Jake, but he's on his out lap. We got Mini here, also a driver who spent a lot of time in GSR in the past. I'm just gonna call him Michael. The rest of the name is just a bit too much. But yeah, he is making his debut here for GSR tonight. Oh, we see a car completely cutting the chicane there. Morgan then going in P7 here in the meantime. 15.0. Decent lap from him as well. Adam Josh currently in P10, 16.4. Yeah, he definitely needs to pick up some pace here. Joplin then also, I think, also on his debut. Josh, I'm not sure about. I think maybe two. We also have Smojek, of course, and Sanchito Chris, who had his debut last week, had a good result as well for the McLaren team. Milivicek also seen in the past races already. He is here again. Then we have FR77, of course, currently in P15. Obviously he crashed out in the early stages of this qualifying. Then we got also returning face GSR Callum, one of the, I would say more older drivers, not in terms of the age, but in terms of the experience, in terms of the time he spent in GSR. He's been here for a long time and he is returning now, just like we've seen with many other drivers. Glad to see him back on track as well. We got Speed Demon currently P17 and Pavel Djokovic in P18. And Jimbo managed to join. That is good as well. So that is one of the people that tried to join in here. That means we are up to 19 drivers now. So nearly full grid. Very happy to see that. Very cool. As we follow Callum then, who comes through the final corner now. Finn even beating his own lap time, 13.9. And Callum goes P11 at the moment, right behind his teammate Adam Josh, 16.3. Yeah, Callum really have to get used to it, to driving here again, to the track and everything. Needs to find a bit more time there, and I think he could be really competitive as well. Then we have Thomas here on track. He invalidated. We got Jake then on track. He seems to be on a lap maybe. Maybe not. His fuel is very low. No, and he is not on the lap. He's recharging the ERS and he abandoning that lap time now. Currently sitting in P2. Round about 2/10 slower than Finn at the moment. And Solberg is there. Hello mate, how are you doing? Nice to see you in the chat. Hope you're doing well in the mountains. Glad that you are tuning in. That you not want to miss this hopefully awesome race we're gonna have. Got a lot of guys in here. And we see Jake here going into the gravel, nearly losing the car, but somehow he kept it straight in here. Let's see, Mini he invalidated his lap time as well. We got Callum, who's coming into the pits now. Smojek currently not on a lap. He's recharging. Maybe he is on a lap. Maybe he is on a lap. Currently sitting in P13. Of course, nowhere near Smojek wants to start this race. He usually tends to be up on the front. He is going purple in sector 2 at the moment. Through the chicane. Very easy to invalidate. He doesn't do it. Kept it clean, and now he comes down the hill towards the last 2 corners. And through the final corner he comes. Also easy to invalidate or even go into the gravel and lose a lot of time. Maybe even spinning the car, and Smasher comes towards the line, and it's P3! That is a decent lap time from Smojek. Not a bad result for him. Obviously, he would like to start from pole, so not sure how happy he's gonna be with that, but it's definitely better than P15 a minute ago. Morgan then in the Ferrari, also on a run here. Let's see what he can do as he comes through the hairpin now. And now up the hill. Yeah, exactly. So about GSR Callum coming back to GSR. Finn also. Michael is a Polish guy that you recruited. Alright, I see. Finn is still a squad. Yeah, I agree. He comes back to GSR, and yeah, maybe he's gonna put it on podium in his first race here again. Gonna find out as we see that Morgan invalidated and probably will come into the pits now as well. His ERS is very low. Alright, then let's see. Sanchito Chris then currently in P16 might come into the pits because no, he's going for another lap. Alright, that will be Chris's only lap time then, I believe, or last lap, I should say. Because 3 minutes. We need 1 minute 10 at least to go around the track, and then again. So 2 minutes 20 at least will be gone. Yeah, and that won't be enough for another lap. Alright, so we here see Chris last lap down here as he comes. Beautiful. Oh no, and he's making a Signor Tsunoda going off into the gravel at turn 4 and 5. And yeah, that is his qualifying probably over then. Let's see if he can make it back to the garage in time to go out for another run. But at the moment, it's not looking good from... I think did he finish P4 or something like that last week? Yeah, 1/4 of the grid is Polish now. Mini, Milevicek, Michael, Smoczek, Wystrzyk, yeah. We got a lot of Polish guys. Very interesting to see this change in driver nationalities over the years here in GSR. Got many different nationalities here. Pavel, I know, is Czech. Then we got a lot of Polish guys. Obviously, we got a lot of Brits as well. Yeah, very cool to see. And speaking of Pavel, he is currently on a lap. He didn't set a lap time yet. So he might do it now. Oh no, that's a very slow lap time. He's probably maybe made a mistake there or something. Well, anyway then. Right behind him we have Jimbo. He will be finishing the lap time. And that is looking like a good lap time from Jimbo. Goes P12 for the moment. Obviously joined very late into the session here. Didn't have that much time to do some laps, so yeah. I think that is a decent lap time for Jimbo then. Considering the fact that he didn't have that much time like everybody else. Let's see, we got a Ferrari coming through the last couple of corners. That is Mini. Currently sitting in P9 as he comes towards the line now. No, he goes into the pits. No improvement then for Mini, and that is his qualifying over as well. Alright, and we got a lot of traffic here towards the chicane on the back straight. For example, Michael here on his debut has the Ferrari of Morgan ahead of him, who makes who makes way for him. Major then coming through the final corner now. He's currently sitting in P11. What can he do on his debut? Can he improve? It's looking like an improvement for him. No, yeah, I mean it is improvement, but he stays P11 now. And then we have a lot of guys starting lap. We have some debris flying here in turn 1. I think somebody collected a advertisement banner there. As we have Jimbo going around again, and he's starting a new lap. A second run for Jimbo then. Good for him. And that is Sanchito Chris colliding with some advertisement barriers, or braking barriers, I should say. As with Finn then on his return. Purple in sector 1 once again. It looks like he can go faster even more. But we have also a couple of drivers finishing a lap now. 8 for example, going P7 now. Oh, we have Vestrici here with the invalid lap time. We have Miljovicek coming over the line, stays P16. Oh, we got a lot of drivers over the line now. Morgan goes P9. We have Speed Demon going fastest, and Finn now coming back. Finn retakes the position. Thomas over the line, he stays P4. We got Smarzek still on track, but he invalidated. We got Nigel who stays P11 now. And we got Lazo who comes, who's in the pits, then it is Sanchito Chris. Okay, still waiting on some drivers. Adam Josh, invalidated. Joplin then somewhere in the middle sector, but he's way down the order, and I think that is qualifying over. Alright, many things happening in towards the end, but it's Finn then, who lost for just a couple of seconds. He lost the provisional pole and he retook it immediately. Finn then on its return will start from pole position, very close between him and Speed Demon, who will also be starting from the first row. Then we got Jake behind in P3. Alongside him in the second row will be Smarzek, then Thomas rounding up the top 5. And Finn will claim the bonus point that is set to take for the pole position. So on his debut, he will score at least 1 point. Alright then. Just waiting then for Joplin to be pushed back into the garage. Alright, and here we have the results then of this qualifying session. We have Finn starting from pole, then Speed Demon, Jake, and Smarzek, just like I said before. We got Thomas in P5, Vestrici in P6, 8, and Lazar in P7 and 8, Morgan P9, Mini in P10, then we got Major P11, Jimbo and Adam Josh in P12 and 13, 14th is Callum, Joplin and Miljovicek in P15, 16, Sanchito Chris in P17, Pavel in P18, and FR77 in P19. Oh my god, that was quick. Alright, then let's see what the conditions are. We got some nice pixelated clouds there in the background. My god, that looks awful. Yeah, but anyway, at the moment it's looking dry. The weather around here can change quickly though. So, yeah, maybe we're gonna see some rain. Haven't seen anyone complaining in the chat, in the Discord chat, so I guess we're not gonna see rain anytime soon. Yeah, so beautiful conditions for this race around Imola. I'm hyped for this race. 19 drivers, that is gonna be amazing. And also thanks Timsy, J Beats, and Solberg. You did follow. Thanks guys for the follows. Really appreciate it. Nice to see you stick around here, maybe watching 1 or 2 more races of this amazing season so far. We got many talented drivers. I really can't tell who's gonna take the title at the end, and yeah, who might be even fighting for it. Like I said, we got so many great drivers. We got Speed Demon up there. We got Smojek. We got Jake as well. We got let's see, Vistrici, of course. We got, yeah, Smojek, as I said, Thomas, maybe Finn now. So yeah, many talented drivers who could realistically take the title here. Okay, let's take a look at the tires then. We got, nearly everyone starting on the mediums. Just Pavel deciding to not go for the mediums. He's starting on the softs. Very interesting, very ambitious from Pavel. From my own experience, the softs are good for like 2 laps and then they're done. So yeah, that's gonna be very interesting to see how he can compete on this driver compound. But that also makes it easier for us, as yeah, we don't really need that. We can just look at the gaps then between the drivers, since we know everybody is on mediums except Pavel, of course. Alright guys, formation lap is under the way. You can see the drivers warming up the tires. Of course, tire temperature, since we see a Mercedes there. That is Thomas going a bit off track, hitting one of the advertisement barriers there as well. Yeah, driver temperatures are very important, very crucial, especially since, like, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 years maybe on the F1 games. Yeah, very crucial, especially at the start of the race, and yeah, so stuff like safety car resets and all that. So yeah, drivers really want to make sure they got some heat into those tires and the brakes as well. It's a long way down towards turn 1, but it's a heavy braking zone once they reach it. Yeah, so let's see then. Here we see Finn then coming up to his grid spot. We also see a couple of drivers getting disqualified because they got too deep in it, and now we're waiting for the 5 laps to turn on. And here we go, the lights are turning on, the drivers are waiting. And the lights are out and the race is underway. It's a good stuff from Finn, but also very good stuff from Speed Demon. He is already alongside him, but he's on the outside. That's going to be difficult going into turn 1. And Jake maybe up the inside. No, he stays back. He goes Speed Demon, tries to go around the outside, but he goes off track a little bit. Kept it clean. He loses the position to Jake. Finn still in the lead, but Jake now up into P2. Speed Demon down to P3. Then we got Thomas in P4. He overtook Smojek there at the start. And now maybe goes for the move on Speed Demon. Round the outside. Thomas needs to go there alongside him. Going side by side now up the hill and to the left hand. And Thomas gets to position now. Thomas up 2 positions from the start. Speed Demon down to P4. That was initially a good start from Speed Demon. But in the end, it didn't play out. He lost 2 positions and is now in P4, right ahead of Smojek, who lost the position to Smojek as well. Then we got Vistrici right behind him. Lazar in P7, Mini and Morgan, the 2 Ferraris in the points as well, P8 and P9, and 8 in P10. I think he lost a couple of positions there. Let's take a look. And yes, we can see 8 dropped 3 positions from the start. Mini gained 2, good stuff from him as well. FR from P19 to P15, good stuff from him. And now it's about keeping the head down, staying focused, not making too many mistakes, and yeah, going to pace. And here we see the mistake from Jake, who already has to defend against Thomas, who himself now had to defend a little bit against Speed Demon, but no position changes. The straight was a little bit too short there. Here we can see the possible tire strategies, but so much is happening right now in the early stages of the race. We see Adam Josh in the pit lane already. I wonder if there was contact or something, maybe wing damage to him. That, yeah, dropped him far behind the grid now. But in the lead it is still Finn, then Jake and Thomas, who really puts up the pressure on Jake. Then maybe going for a move into the chicane here now already. No, not yet. And we see Morgan dropping down. We got yellow flags. Morgan is round, and I think that's some wing damage as well to the Ferrari. And there's also another car that is Callum. Both drivers are off track and both have wing damage. I wonder what happened there. That's gonna be a difficult way now back into the pits, and Callum also gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Mini as well. Speed Demon then with the fastest lap, currently sitting in P4, so he seems to be the fastest of all of them. Oh, here we see the triple overtake, and maybe it's gonna be Thomas, maybe it's gonna be Jake who's going to take the lead. Side by side they go, and Jake takes the lead, and he ghosting a little bit. Oh, and it's is it Jake now? They are ghosting into each other. I don't know why. And Jake is in the lead now. Jake then in the lead now. Thomas in P2. Finn lost 2 position into 1 corner. But that's the nature of the straight here in Imola. It's a very long straight. DRS is super effective. We got some yellow flags in this 3rd sector. That is Morgan round again. He is hitting the wall. Going backwards. And the gaps are very close. Morgan has left the session. Interesting. Not retired. He just left. Hopefully he can join back. Even though I think it might be on purpose. But anyway, then we're heading into lap 4 now. Still a very long way to go. And we might see an overtake already happening again. Here comes Thomas. Yeah, and you can see it right there. The DRS is super effective. Like, there no chance for Jake to defend that. Not that he wanted to, I assume, but even if he wanted to, there no chance of defending that move. Oh, okay, that was a little bit of desync. No need to worry. And yet it is very close here at the top. P1 to P7, they are all within 1 second of each other. And that's exactly what I meant. We have so many great drivers here who could win the races, who could win the title. And you can see it exactly right here. They are not letting go of each other. They are still there waiting for opportunities to arise. Joplin also now with a 3-second time penalties. People are collecting those early. Imola, one of the more unforgiving tracks when it comes to penalties. We got yellow flags in sector 2. That must be Callum who's round. And here we are not seeing a move at between the top 3 at least. Maybe in the background. No, everybody's not close enough. We see the move from Effa on Mini who's into the pits. Was a very close fight here between Jimbo and Joplin. Heading into the hairpin now. I don't think Joplin is close enough, but he tries. Dive down the inside. There is some contact, I believe. And Jimbo stays ahead for now. We got a McLaren round in the background. That's Sanchito being round in turn 1 or 2. Very unlucky for him. Very unlucky as well for the Williams drivers here. Both are far outside the points, far behind the field. And Adam Josh also getting a 10-second time penalty for spinning into the pit lane, and he is retiring from the race. At least he's done it in the pit lane. That's the correct way to do. Shouldn't trigger a safety car or anything. And Timsy here cheering on Speed Demon. So Speed Demon at least got one fan here who's cheering him on. Currently sitting in P4. Speed Demon chasing down the top 3, or waiting for his opportunity, waiting for a mistake from one of them. There he is, currently P4 right behind Finn, but also right behind him we got Lazar, who's doing the exact same thing. Saving tires, saving a bit of euros probably, and waiting for a mistake. Oh, and we nearly see a spun off Lazar, who struggles to keep the car under control, losing the position now to Smoshek. And got Vestrici now right behind him, but that was a close call from Lazar. And how is he taking back the position? That is crazy, but he's going wide and Smoshek round the outside he comes and he takes the position back. Beautiful move by Smoshek. And Lazar really struggling. You can see the car is really unstable into the corners here. Lazar really has to fight, and yeah, because of that they lost the gap now to the cars ahead. The top 4 are gone now. 2.6 seconds the gap. So that means no DRS for now for Smoshek or Lazar or Vestrici. And that could yeah, backfire a bit. Like, if the top 4 can get away now, that could mean they would get the podium positions. And Speed Demon got a 3 second now. Smoshek as well, and Lazar well. I think they all got it in the chicane there. And yeah, that could also backfire to each one of them. That could make the difference between later, between the podium or the non-podium, or even the win or not a win. You never know. We got yellow flags again. That is Chris round once again. And we got Thomas taking the lead here. And Vestrici also taking 2 positions. Getting past Smoshek and Lazar here. Alright, and Thomas then leading is our 3rd different race leader, I believe, in this race, and we are only in lap 8 of 32. Still a long way to go then. And Speed Demon now got 2 fans here in the Twitch chat. Hello, Skibidi Rescue. Alright, cheering on their favorite driver here, it seems. Callum then also getting a penalty now. And Lazar has left or retired from this race. He was sitting at P9, he retired in the pit lane. At least good way to go do it. We are the Speed Demon I trust. I can see. Don't start some bengalos in the Twitch chat, yeah? Alright then, let's see. We got the top 4 still running away. Speed Demon dropping down a little bit. He has to use a little bit of his ERS to stay in the ERS range. But then we got Smoshek Vestrici here. The 3rd driver, Lazar, who was with them, he has retired off the race. That was the race. That was the championship leader, by the way. That was the championship leader. I forgot. And here comes Vestrici now for the move on Smoshek. No chance for Smoshek to defend that. FR77 then coming into the pits on lap 10 of 32. Seems a bit early, but he might do the 2 stops. Going for the hard tires now. Alright. And we got Jake very close here to the back of Thomas. And Lazarus had no pace because he accidentally put on a Monaco setup. That is unfortunate. And 6 seconds worth of penalties because of shitty setup, yeah. Alright, I couldn't get that. Unlucky. Oh, and we also have a fan of Finn here now, Solberg. And Thomas now, the first of the top 4 to coming into the pits. Changing from the mediums, I assume, to the hard tires as well. And here he goes. Alright, now it's getting interesting. Where will Jake, Finn, and Speed Demon come out? Or where will Thomas come out, to be exact? And when will they come in? Oh, we saw some debris flying there. I assumed. Alright, maybe not. Here we see Milivojevic also coming in for mediums and a new front wing for the Red Bull. He's leaving the pit lane in P13. And here we have the current leader, Jake. Will he come into the pits now or will he stay out for longer? We're gonna see. Got a lot of people pitting now. And he's not coming in. And Finn also not. And Speed Demon also not. None of the top 3 is coming in yet. That is crucial. Where's Thomas? Thomas got some clean air ahead of him. So he can fully push. So yeah, he will retake the lead for sure. Finn Vestrici meanwhile overtaking Smogic once more. Got a group building up here, consisting of Mini, Michael, and 8 right behind them as well. And Vestrici getting a 3 per second time penalty. Another one. And here we see the move from Michael on Mini. I've got a little bit of his toe of his left teammate Morgan there. But Michael goes through without much hustle. And here we go then. And now Michael gets a 3-second time penalty. Alright. Jake then. Lap 12 is finished. Will he come into the lap pits now? No, he doesn't. Finn also not. Speed Demon also not. They are all staying out. Interesting. Speed Demon now drop a far bit behind. And Finn getting closer to Jake here, but can't make the move. Got Vestrici and Smudger coming into the pits now. Thomas with the fastest lap. Who obviously is overtaking Vestrici and Smudger there. And Speed Demon really seems to struggle now. 3.7 seconds to gap now. That is the crucial part. If you once drop out of the DRS train, you won't. You can't keep up with them. And FR77 overtakes Smudger. Interesting. And Speed Demon now. 3-second time penalty for him as well. That should be a second as well. That means 6 seconds. And Jake's staying out, but Finn is coming in now. No penalty for entering the pit lane. Coming to his pit crew now. Speed Demon right behind him also in. And Finn going for the hard tires for sure. And here comes Thomas, and he will be flying past the 2 here. And he will have a massive gap. And he is on the mediums. So Thomas is doing the 2 stops actually. That makes a bit more sense now. And here comes Finn out of the pit lane. got a little bit of traffic ahead, but he makes way nicely. Oh, luckily he wasn't ghosted, because that would have been maybe a collision. And Thomas now gets the 3-second time penalty as well. And now things are really heating up, because we got Finn and Jake both without a penalty so far. Gonna take a look at the penalties in just a minute. Gonna wait for when Jake comes into the pits. He does now. And he gets a 10-second for speeding into the pit lane. Oh, and that's really gonna hurt him now. That is really gonna hurt him now. Because he is doing the one stop. So if there's a safety car, he will draw, and the field will be bunched up, and yeah, he will lose a lot of positions. But anyway, here's Jake. Then where will Finn come out? It's gonna be close, but I've got, Finn is gonna get him. Sorry. Yeah, but you can see Speed Demon, he dropped down way far, and he even gets overtaken by Vestrici now. Something must be wrong with Speed Demon there. He lost a ton of speed. I wonder what is going on with him now. Check, what will I do it? Yeah, Solver, you were right. He didn't bottle it in qualifying. He is bottling it in the race. And I think with that we can take a quick look at the penalty situation. And here we go. So, Thomas then, our leader at the moment, got 3 seconds of penalties. Finn behind, he doesn't have any penalties so far. That is good for him, and he seems to getting a little bit closer to Thomas then. Then we got Jake, obviously, with this 10-second time penalty. Obviously that is huge, and yeah, really gonna cost him a lot of positions. Vestrici then on 3, Speedyman and Smoshik both with 6 seconds. We got Thomas into the pit lane now. Very interesting. And here we see the overtake then from Speedyman back on Vestrici, and he gets the move done. We got Smoshik then with 6 seconds. FR77, one of the few drivers without any penalties so far, so good job to him. Thomas then coming out of the pits in P7. Then we got Michael with 3 seconds, 8 with 3 seconds, Joplin with 16 seconds so far, crazy. Mini 3, Callum 6, Milivicek 6, and Pavel Djokovic also 6 seconds. Then we got Sanchito, Chris, and Morgan without any penalties so far. We see the overtake here from Mini on Joplin. And here we have Jake then right behind Finn at the moment. Quick look at the tires. We see top 8 all with soft tires. Can we see the overtake, please? Oh my god. Anyway, then Jake back into the lead. Quali setup for Speedyman, I assume. Yeah, that could be the case. And here we see Thomas very close to the back of FR77, and Thomas moving alongside and gets the position in a very brave maneuver. Brilliant there, Thomas then into P6 now. Sanchito Chris then also getting a 3-second time penalty. That leaves only 4 people without a penalty, even though I think Morgan isn't in the race. We got some yellow flags for a Haas. That is Pavel round. And here comes Finn very close, going for the inside. No, he doesn't. Just wanna push Jake into a mistake, which doesn't happen at the moment. He's still on the lead. Oh, and here comes Thomas then flying past Mojek in the Red Bull. Thomas then back into P5 as he's hunting down the top 4 now. 9.4 seconds to gap to Speed Demon now. Let's see how quickly that's gonna go down. We still got 14 laps to do. Oh, and we see the mistake of Vestrici here. Out of Aqua Minerali. And Finn now also getting a 3-second time penalty. That means the battle between Jake and Finn is now net for the lead. On equal penalties now. FR77 now also getting a penalty. I think he was one of the very few who didn't have a penalty yet. So the only driver who doesn't have a penalty yet is Jimbo. And yeah, like I said, Morgan, but I think he is not in the race. No, he goes. He's still never in the joint back. And here we see the overtake with Vestrici on Speed Demon. And Vestrici gets the position. The gap between Speed Demon and Thomas now is down to 7.4. So roughly 2 seconds lower than before. Yes, I agree. I think Thomas is going to make it back onto the podiums for sure. You got 10 laps to go, more than 10 laps to go. So I think he should be able to make it at least to the podium. Maybe, let's see what's happening in this race. Maybe with some good luck he can make it onto the win. And here comes Speed Demon, getting past Vestrici once more. And here we see 8 getting past Callum there in a very unusual place, I would say. Must have been a mistake from Callum there, maybe. Or maybe a hard fight going into this very fast left-hander there. Overall, very interesting train forming up here. 8 Callum Joplin, who's going off track into the gravel, losing the position to Milevicek. My god. Joplin now down to P14 here on his debut. Tough race for him. Callum then into the pits now, and Joplin also, and he getting a 10-second time penalty as well now. We should keep in mind that Jake got a 10-second. Let's see not the interval, but the gap. Thomas, 12 seconds behind Jake. Jake got a 10-second. To be fair, Thomas also got a 3-second. So yeah, he needs to get within 7 seconds of Jake then. Oh, not here. Alright. Interesting strategy race coming up. Yeah. Vestrici then another 3 seconds. That bumps him up to 9, I believe. No, 6 only. Him and Speed Demon both got 6 seconds. So one more penalty than Thomas, for example, or Finn as well. At the moment, it's looking very good for Finn here. could retake that number one spot then towards the end of the race. Gap to leader. Here we go. Gap to leader. Interestingly, we got most drivers still. I think we got all drivers still on the same lap. No, can't be. Wait, I'm confused. Anyway, here we got Milevicek coming out of the pits. We got Michael overtaking FR77, who's in the pits as well. Yeah. Thomas now seems to be a little bit stuck where he is, and Jake gets another penalty. Jake with another penalty. That is now 13 seconds of penalties for Jake. Oh, that's so unfortunate for him. And that now, no, Thomas is now very close on the verge of getting him. 1.9 seconds he needs to get down. And Speed Demon also now. He's on 9 seconds now. The race of the penalties it is. Ten laps to go then. Who will take the win here in the 5th race of the season? Race has cooled down a little bit, except the battle for the win here. We got Jake technically in here. We got Finn. We got Speed Demon and Visfricci also somewhere, and then we also got Thomas in, who could take the win here under some circumstances. But the best cards at the moment belong to Finn. But he still can't get past that. Alpine ahead of him. Behind that, the battle between Speed Demon and Visfricci also calmed down a little bit, over 1 second the gap. Oh, a little bit less than a second. And it's getting very close now between Jake and Finn. Finn really want to get that move done here. He's not want to win it on penalties. He's want to win it on track. Oh, we got a Visfricci slow there, I believe. Something happened there. He dropped far behind Speed Demon now. And that could potentially open the door for Speed Demon to take the podium spot here. Maybe. We don't know what Thomas can do. He only got 3 seconds of penalty, so Speed Demon would actually lose the position to Thomas now, and Visfricci goes a little bit off track. They're going into the gravel and keeping the car straight just barely. Yeah, Visfricci really struggling now, and here comes Thomas going around the outside. out of Aqua Minerali, and Thomas now into 4th position as Vistrici continues to struggle now with those tires. And Thomas now once again clean air to Speed Demon. The gap to the leaders, the gap to Jake, however, stayed the same, stayed roughly the same. It was very closely between Jake and Finn, but there was no overtake. Luckily that we did miss. There's the P1 and P2. And Smojic. Oh, and we have a DNF. That's Smojic. Where happened that? Into the pit lane. Smojic then out of this race. 6 laps before the end of the race. That is so unlucky. How did that happen? I'm very curious for that replay. That is so unlucky. Smojic was also in a good position in the driver's standings. We can take a quick look here while the racing continues. Smojic. So we got the championship leader out of this race, and we got the driver in P2 in the standings also out of this race. We got Vapor currently leading, our 3rd place driver in the standings. Oh my god, that is so crazy. I mean, Finn could technically win, or probably will. So, obviously he isn't on the timing table for now in the standings, because that's his first race of the season. So he's gonna shake things up, of course. But then, yeah, Speedy and Thomas also with a good result so far. Alright. Sturmer, he isn't racing today. Vistrici currently sitting in P6 at best. This is a crazy race for the championship standings. And Thomas now, another 3-second time penalty, and suddenly everything is changing once again. That is probably, yeah, that means Speedyman will keep 3rd place and will end up on the podium as of now. Still 4 laps to go. Anything can happen. Speedyman could get another penalty, or could lose more pace, or Thomas could gain pace, and anything could change. But at the moment, it would be Finn. Then, wait, Jake got a 10-second time penalty. That would equal to around 4 seconds to Speed Demon. Alright, Speed Demon. So, at the moment, the order would be Finn, then Jake, and then Speed Demon. Thomas then would stay P4, and Vistrici overtakes Major. Vistrici will up to P5, but he got 3 more seconds of penalty than Major. Oh, only kept it on 3 seconds. That's good for him. That's good. And Vistrici then going purple in sector 1 immediately. This is an intense race and an intense fight here also for the lead. Of course, Finn doesn't want to risk it, doesn't want to risk a crash out, but here he comes now to the inside, he stays back. Too high are the chances of crashing into that corner and risk it all. We got yellow flags in sector 3. That is Pavel around in the chicane. Vistrici then fastest lap. That also gives a bonus point. Might also play a big role towards the end of the season, who knows. And again, we got Pavel into the gravel in the second last corner. And here comes the leaders now. Let's hope he doesn't cross the track there in any dangerous kind of way. He doesn't. He's on track now again, just as Speed Demon is right behind him. He seems to get the grip down on the track. Coming into the pits now, probably to retire. And here comes the move now for the lead. Round the outside goes Finn, and Jake is round! Jake is round! And he's back on track, but that cost him a lot of time. And Speed Demon is now right behind him. Thomas is also right there. And that now probably... Let's see the gaps. Let's see the gaps. Yeah, Speed Demon will get him, of course. 4 seconds should be the gap for Jake to keep the position, but it isn't. And 9 seconds. No, wait, 7 it should be to Thomas. It is only around 5, maybe 6. So that shouldn't be enough. And I think Jake just lost the podium there. I think he should have just let him go. Let Finn go and doesn't risk it. He risked it and he paid the price for it. He shouldn't drop any further down. Vestrici is far behind, 26 seconds, 25 seconds to Thomas. But yeah, like I said, that probably cost Jake the podium here. Unless Speed Demon or Thomas both get some more penalties. Okay. And now the fans for Speed Demons, they are fully awake again. They're cheering him on, hoping that he stays within this 1 second range that he got now. 4 seconds, it should be 3.1. It is now. Jake, of course, will be driving for his life. Speed Demon is doing the same thing. 1.5 laps to go. Who will be on the podium? It's gonna be very close. The gap is around 3 seconds now. Speed Demon only has one task. Stay within that 4 second range and don't get any more penalties. Just 2 more laps, 2 more times through the chicane here. This is the first time. No penalty. I think he took it very carefully. He dropped a little bit of time on Jake here. Through the final corner now and into the final lap they go. Finn then, he will definitely win this race unless he does any mistakes. But who will be on the podium with him? Will it be Jake and Speed Demon? Will it be Speed Demon and Thomas? Will it be Jake and Thomas? So many combinations. Who will be? We've got to find out. 3.5 seconds the gap between Jake and Speed Demon. We got some yellow flags. That's in the third sector. That's the McLaren round. Probably Sanchita Chris. 3.6 seconds the gap between Jake and Speed Demon. Jake is increasing the gap little by little, but will it be enough? The gap between Speed Demon and Thomas also crucial. It shouldn't be less than 3 seconds. Otherwise he would lose the position. It is more than 3 seconds at the moment. Speed Demon is doing everything right. He is on a run for a second place finish maybe. And here we go. Then follow the final few corners then of our race winner Finn. He's been in GSR for a long time. And he's returning this season in this very race. And he's going to take the win on his debut. Finn then takes the win in Imola. Jake then finished the race as in P2, but can Speed Demon maybe top him? Yes, he can! Speed Demon in P2. Thomas then, he will finish in P4. And it's so close. 26 thousandths of a second between Speed Demon and Jake. What a finish. What a finish. Vestrici then coming home in P5 after a long race here at Imola. FR77 comes home in P6, Major P7. Very good race on his debut. One of the drivers with very few penalties here. P7 scoring some decent points. Good job from him then. We got Callum P11, Milovacek in P12, Joblin P13, Morgan P14, Sanchito Chris in P15. And that is the race. We're gonna take a look at the race results in a second. And here we have our podium drivers then. Cinema, absolute cinema, yeah. People are definitely happy for Speed Demon there. Congratulations then to our top 3 here, Finn, Speed Demon and Jake, after an incredible race here at Imola. Very, very crazy. Alright, here we go then. The race results for our 5th race of the season. Finn winning the race, Speed Demon P2, Jake on the podium as well. Thomas and Vestrici P4 and 5. FR77 P6, Major P7. Then we got Jimbo P8, Mini in P9, and 8 scoring the last point in P10. We got Callum in P11, Milovacek in P12, Joblin, Morgan in P13 and 14. We got Sanchito Chris P15, Pavel P16, we got Smasher P17, Lazar P18, and Adam Josh in P19 with a couple of DNFs overall in this race. We got Vestrici with the fastest lap of a 1 minute 15.8. Scoring 1 additional point to his race here. Alright guys, let's see if we can get the top 3 in for some podium interviews. Alright. Alright guys, I'll be right back in a second, and then we're gonna have the interviews of this race. The interviews. Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, we're here for the post-race interviews of the Imola Grand Prix, the 5th race of the season. Yeah, first of all, to our podium finishers here, congrats on the result. Thank you all for being here. As usual, we start with our 3rd place driver, Jake. Yeah, for you personally as well, congrats on the podium. Thank you for being here. That was a very intense race, I believe, especially like the last parts, like the last couple of laps. But first of all, tell us how was the race from your perspective, starting from the race start.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was quite a that was just a bit of a bad race for me, to be honest. I mean, I didn't do any practice, as I told you before, so I was kind of nervous going into it. But I saw Lazarus and Mozart were behind me, so that was sort of the main thing that I was sort of concentrating on today. But yeah, the race was going all right until obviously the pit lane. I got a 10-second. I mean, I'm pretty annoyed that the marker board wasn't there, but I mean, I can't blame that. It's just my fault in it. So Yeah, that was annoying, but the start of the race was fine, and my medium stint was really good. I was really happy with that, but got him to 14, and then obviously my main objective then was just finish P2, so I was sort of like I got past Finn, and then I wasn't really trying to like battle him. I just sort of stayed ahead of him, and I was kind of really losing my ERS because I had no battery, so I was just trying to like burn it where I could, and then going none in the corners. But yeah, no, that was just a frustrating race to be honest, especially at the end when I saw that gap to Speed Demon to P2, which quite deflating to be honest. But yeah, no, it is what it is, and I guess I can't really be too disappointed with it considering both my Tata rivals have retired. So um, yeah, no, it's more positive than I was definitely after Austria last week, where obviously I didn't even finish. So it's good points gained, but I think I should have done a lot better today. Probably should have been. I don't think I deserved to win, but I probably should have been fighting for him for the win overall. But yeah, uh, he just did a better job than me today, as did Speed Demon, who's ahead of me. So yeah.
Yeah, and speaking now about your fight with Finn, with Finn, um, do you think even without the 10 seconds you could have had any chance against Finn? I mean, Finn looked really fast today, and you obviously had trouble keeping him behind. But do you think like without the 10 seconds you could have been a little bit more aggressive, maybe in defending and maybe even try to make a move again? Or do you think that wasn't just? I mean, you said your goal was to keep B2, but do you think there was
Well,
would have been any chance today to beat Finn?
well, the my second stint would have changed completely if I didn't get the 10 second because I would have been a lot more on edge. But it's sort of, believe it or not, I had pressure on me, but I kind of relieved the pressure of knowing that I'm fighting for a win. I just sort of like relaxed a bit and just went, okay, I just need to basically just be consistent. Obviously, I got picked up a 3 second on the way, so that sort of leveled it out. But yeah, no, I don't think it's good to talk about hypotheticals because I mean he just deserved the win today. I mean, I can't I can't really say more than that. I mean, I just didn't deserve to win. I just drove stupidly. So yeah, it wasn't my finest race. I'm happy that with the pace I had. Obviously, I was pretty. I think me and Finn had quite similar race pace today. Sort of felt like when one of us was ahead, I could sort of keep with him, and then he could keep with me, which is sort of expected. But even when we sort of separated out and we had that tire offset, we still kept with each other. So yeah, no, the pace was positive, and I think I'm more positive about the fact that both my Tata rivals are DNF'd in that race than I am that they finished ahead of me. So I can't really complain. I've basically just gained 3 points on them, but I probably could have took the lead of the championship today. So that's the thing that's got away, and that could be crucial at the end. So yeah, congrats to Finn on the win. He deserved it. And yeah, I've got to basically just come back stronger again, and I'm sure I will. But if I want to win another tier one title, I've got to start up my game. I think otherwise, if I keep having results like this, I won't do it. So yeah.
Yeah, and speaking now more about the overall championship, the overall grid of this season, we saw it especially at the beginning of the race for like the first third or maybe even first half of the race. Especially at the front, it was a very tight field. Like basically for the first really couple of laps for a long time, it was like a massive train from P1 to P8 or something like that, maybe even P9. How are you feeling the competition in this season? Like we saw that you were all very close together. Of course, some dropped back then to individual mistakes or not really that pace. But I feel like the season is very competitive, especially at the top. And now Finn also joins in, winning the first race here, also claiming, to have a say here for the title. How are you feeling that? How are you feeling the competition this year?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm still sort of adjusting to um being on sort of no line. Um, but I don't know. I think I've definitely. It's not the first time I've been in a league where, and same for Finn as well, and I mean even Aid. It's not the first time we've been in a GSR league where it's quite competitive. I mean, I wouldn't say the overall pace. Obviously, I don't think it's nowhere near what it was back in the day. But if you look at actually the spread of the field, especially in qualifying, it is quite close. I think that just comes with the 25 game. But I wouldn't say I'm worried, but I've definitely got my eye out because you get people like Lazar, even though he had a poor race today. He's just somebody who's going to churn out results. I mean, he's already won 2 races. I mean, I mean, I kind of took Smozek out of his win in Austria, so you could say he just sort of jumped himself into that one. But that's what he does, kind of, and he's gonna probably do that for the rest of the season. But the positive thing for me is that I've got Silverstone, Belgium, and Monza coming up. They're probably my 3 best no-line tracks. So, especially Spa is usually one of my best ones, and Monza as well. So, I'm quite confident that I can still keep on the podium. But I don't think I'll be able to win every race this season, and it's not going to be by a big margin. I think if I do, or if we are in a championship fight, I don't think whoever's going to win it's going to be in a big gap. I don't know if Finn's going to do more races, but I'm guessing he'd climb into it as well because he's probably, he's probably going to be on the podium most races if he does more than just Imola. So, yeah, I'm sort of speculative, but I'm excited as well at the same time.
Yeah, I just mean by that I think for you as a driver, I think it's a little bit difficult maybe to judge where you're gonna be at the next race weekend. Like, I mean, for example, like this week, today, Smozek and Vestrigi, for example, they were more towards the midfield, like P6 or 5 or something like that. They didn't have a say in the race win here today or even the podium. But whereas last week they clearly did. So I think that's just very interesting from both a spectator perspective, but also a driver perspective. Yeah, that makes it a little bit difficult to judge where you're gonna be personally in the next race, and maybe the race after that it even switches around once more. Like, you know, I think that's what makes this season very interesting. So I guess that's for you too. And good, but anyway, then final question. We had Imola now. Next, we're gonna have Belgium coming up. I mean, you also said a little bit about it already, but yeah, how are you feeling?
The calendar's changed, hasn't it? Sorry, yeah. Yeah, go on. I thought we changed the calendar. Right, go on. Yeah. Spa, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're not even doing Silverstone. What am I on about? We're not even doing it. Right, go on. Right, go on.
Yeah. But anyway, then Belgium next, Spa next. You feeling it on this game, or do you think like it's gonna be a more difficult one on this game?
It's probably my best no line track, so I'm quite excited for it. I think this is one I should definitely be finishing in the top 2 in. Hopefully I can win it, but I mean anything can happen. So I'm not walking in expecting to win. I'm just aiming for sort of a podium, and then anything more than that sort of a bonus, I guess. But yeah, no, I'm really excited. I should be quite fast. So yeah, it's gonna be an exciting one, and make sure everybody tunes into it because I think if we get fast drivers racing that we did today, I think we could have a thriller on at Spa. So yeah, I'm excited, but I'm also sort of worried about what could happen behind me with sort of other drivers coming into play. So, yeah, that's all I can really say.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Cool. That will be everything from me then. Once again, thank you for your time. Congratulations on the podium, and see you next week then.
Yeah. You too.
All right. We move on then to our second place finisher, Speed Demon. Hello, mate. Welcome to the post-race interviews. Thank you for your time. Congrats on the podium as well. And yeah, you can hear me? All good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Yes, Mr. Speed Demon, congratulations. We saw in GSR history a lot of close finishes. Obviously, this one wasn't for the win or anything, but nonetheless, still P2 by a very tight margin. You must have felt, very enjoyable after you crossed the line, don't you?
Yeah, it was quite a shock to be fair. After Jake spun out, it was keep pushing until that last lap, but 26 thousandths of a second is just crazy how close it was. And who was it behind me in the end? Was it?
Jake is P3 in the end. Or do you mean on track?
Oh, P4.
P4, oh god.
Yeah.
Vestrici, I think it was.
Yeah, it was like 5 tenths behind. It was just crazy how close that was.
No, Thomas it was, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was just crazy how close it was. I'm quite speechless, to be honest.
Yeah, I can assume. Speaking about the start, I mean, for you was quite an up and down. I think you had a very good start, but lost a couple of positions afterwards. And then you
Yeah,
basically just tucked into the slipstreams of the cars ahead. It was basically in the middle of this whole mentioned train from P1 to P8 that I just mentioned before. Yeah, but then sooner or later you managed to stay with the top four or with the top three, so making it the top four, and everybody else was slowly falling behind. What was going through your head at that time? Were you still a lot of did you feel the pressure, or was it more a calm and a relaxed situation that you just managed, or
um,
what were you doing at that time?
it was definitely a high pressure situation because I had, I think, a 3 second penalty after a few laps, which made me want to push harder, wear my tyres out more, and just make me lose time to the leaders. But that start as well, it was a good launch, but those first two corners, side by side, just didn't work out, and I lost a few positions on that first lap, which is never great to start the race, considering when I start P2. So yeah, um, it was a very difficult race, especially toward the end. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we saw at some point then, towards the mid part of the race or the second half in general, that you seem to have lost a little bit of pace to the other guys. You were falling down a little bit. Can you tell us what was the cause of that? Did you just didn't feel the tires that much, or did the other drivers found some a bit more pace on those tires, or what made the difference there that you couldn't quite keep up with them?
I mean, I think I was just over pushing my tyres from the start, which didn't help because I think I finished racing with 80% rears, which is never good because that's in punch range. But yeah, I just over pushed tyres too hard, then lost time gradually over the laps, then falling out of DRS range. That lost me a lot of time. Slow out laps, slow in laps. Yeah, that that never helped. But got very lucky in the end, so I can't complain.
Yeah, all right. And then, obviously, speaking about the final part of the race now, I mean, we saw you were battling with Strici for a long time. Then he obviously went into the pits, I believe, or for and back or something. And you were basically alone. Obviously, Thomas coming in from behind, closing in a little bit. And I mean, as a race driver, of course, you still hope or still think maybe something happens at the front which you can profit off or something like that. But when you see the lap time coming down and down and down, like 3 laps, 2 laps to go 1 lap and stuff like that, obviously this hope is slowly fading away. Were you still hoping or thinking maybe something still happens, or did you just thought like, yeah, okay, whatever, the last 2 laps and race is over then, or did you still have the hope and yeah, that something would happen at the front?
Yeah, after before Jake had that incident with those final few laps, I didn't have much hope of getting near a podium. Then Timmy's, I think it was, got another 3 second time penalty, which gave me that edge to stay ahead of him. But yeah, I didn't really have much hope after those time penalties, which would have put me, I think, fourth in the end afterwards. And Betsy had a 3 second before, so I was thinking, oh, it's going to be a fifth place finish. But no, I got very lucky in the end. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah, all right. Just quickly, very interesting situation in the Twitch chat. It seems like you got a lot of fans out there who really cheered you on during your charge. Do you want to tell something to your friends? Like, I mean, there were a couple of guys who were really cheering you on. I guess that might be a friend of you, but if you want to say anything to them, you now have the opportunity for that.
Yeah, tune into next weekend. Hopefully, there'll be better racing.
Yeah, all right. And then final question. I think you didn't race the last 2 races, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I didn't race the last two.
Yeah, okay, exactly. But in the 2 previous races, both on the podium. Now your third race of the season, third podium of the season. That is a good, good run, I would say. Even though you haven't won a race yet, you're still good, like P2 and P3 finishes. Do you still think? Oh, I mean that sounds so bad, but but still aiming for the title, or do you think that there might be other drivers that are quicker, and it's gonna be very difficult for you to win the title.
I think it'll be very difficult to win the titles because those podiums I've got have been very lucky. It's Australia last few laps, someone spun out and crashed out. That was a P3. Bahrain, everyone else had lots of penalties, and I got very lucky in the end, especially how close it was between the top. So yeah, I've been very lucky so far this season. I'm just wondering when my luck's going to run out. So yeah, I doubt the title. Hope's going to happen, but hopefully I can get a win or two this season. But I doubt it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you then for your time. That will be everything from my side. Once again, congrats on the podium, and yeah,
Thanks.
see ya next week then, hopefully again.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, thanks. Bye.
Bye. All right, and then we move on to our race winner, Finn. Sorry to have you waiting so long, but now it's finally time. First of all, thank you for your time. Welcome to the post-race interviews. Yeah, I mean, there couldn't be any better way to return to racing to GSR, couldn't it?
It goes. I mean, I wasn't really expecting to win, to be honest with you, because the track feels awful. I'm going to them my swearing. The track does feel a bit bad, especially in the race. So I was quite surprised that I was like that quick. But no, it's nice to come back with a win, especially as I don't know if I'm going to do another race. So I don't know if that's just a one and done thing, but you know, if it is, then it's quite nice to get at least one win. But yeah, it's been a while since I've won anyway, so it's nice to do it again.
Yeah, I can assume. I mean, getting pole and qualifying is one thing. Winning the race is another thing, especially a race like this. Like, it was a complete up and down for basically everyone, but for you too. I mean, you were basically from start on in the top 3 range the whole time, basically. But still going through the race, when did you really like had this thought of like, I could really win this, like I could have the pace here to win this?
Wasn't the pace, was when the Thomas, I think that's how you say his name, was when he appeared again. That's when I knew, all right, I'll be fine here. Which sounds really egotistical, but I was so confused why he pitted like six laps after pitting for another set of mediums. I was like, I didn't really get it. And then I saw, obviously, I knew Jake had the 10 seconds, so I was already a bit like, all right, I can relax a little bit here. I don't have to push too much, just make sure the tires get to the end. So it was around about then, really, when I thought, yeah, I can probably get this here. I wanted to get Jake on track. I mean, I did. Not aware. I didn't want us to collide. At least on my POV, I was at a snail's pace, and I went pretty wide, so I don't really know what happened. I didn't feel contact, so yeah, that was a whole other thing. But yeah, no, I think it was around about that point where I thought to myself, yeah, I could probably get this done.
Yeah, of course, and you just mentioned the incident with Jake, but speaking about the situation, we saw you trailing behind for a number of laps. And it kind of looked like you just said you want to save tires and you don't want to risk it for any stupid dives. What was going through your mind at that time exactly? Like when you realized that you like you said you wanted to overtake Jake, how hard did you imagine it's gonna be? Like, obviously Jake probably not want to give up the position that easy, but still. But how much of, I don't want to say fear, but respect did you have to go for the move?
Sorry, there was a bike passing. I don't really know, because I know Jake well enough, so I know how to race him. I knew it was about just making sure I get the right time. Maybe if I, did break a bit later, it would have been perfect move, and then it would have been fine. But I knew I just wanted to sit behind, find where his weak point was, and I knew his weak point was turn 1, 2, and 3, because I was just gaining time through there every single lap. So I knew if I got the move done into turn 1, 2, and 3, I'd be able to pull away. At least a good bit anyways. He'd still be in DRS because he'd keep up for the rest of the lap because Jake's pace was good. Very good, in fact. but I knew I could probably get it done there or turn 4 and 5 from that run. I knew I wanted to get the move done on the straight in an ideal world, just so there's no risk of any contact or anything. But yeah, I didn't mind sitting behind him. I just didn't want to lose DRS. I did for a lap, and then I managed to get it back, which that was one of my quicker laps of the race because I had to be. It was a bit of a dodgy one, that one. It wasn't fun, but yeah, it just do as little as possible to get the best outcomes. Just kind of how I was going into that with that battle with me and Jake, and it thankfully it worked out.
Yeah, all right. And heading into this race weekend now, what were your thoughts about the track or the race in general? Did you feel like you could have the pace here for a good result, or did you feel like it could be maybe you would be happy with points, or did you feel like you could be on a podium here, considering the track?
I was pretty confident I could get top 5. I was pretty confident on that. I didn't think I'd win it. I say that much. I didn't think I was going to win, or even get pole. I didn't expect either of those, to be honest with you. The pace just it kind of came back today a little bit. Changed the setup because the one I was using, it just wasn't working at all. So changed the setup. Before that, I was thinking I'd be happy with the top 5. If I didn't change the setup, it probably would have been 5th or 4th. There was no pace when I was doing some laps last night. So yeah, it was. I think before 6 o'clock, I was thinking top 5 would be fine. And then going into the session, I thought top 5 is going to be fine. That's what I'm aiming for. I wasn't expecting to win. I thought I could get a podium, but I wasn't expecting to get a win or get a pole or anything like that. So it was a pleasant surprise to actually be up in first, to be fair. It was a nice, pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I can imagine. And looking now at the championship standings, I mean, I don't know if you're planning on racing now every week.
I probably won't. I'm going to uni in like 2-ish weeks now, so yeah, I won't be racing every week, but I might do one more race before I go. That might be it though. I can't bring my wheel with me, so
Yeah,
there's no point in me doing it. Otherwise, I'll be 4 or 5 seconds off my wheel pace. So yeah. I don't want to do that. But,
okay, that's fair.
I might do one. I might do next week, considering the pace was all right this week. So I might do next week's one. I'll wait and see.
Yeah, all right. Then the different question about the game in general. How are you feeling with the games then in this year? Do you feel it's good? It's an upgrade. It's the best game ever. What are your thoughts?
It's definitely not F1 21 or 2020, but it's definitely taken a massive step up from 24. The things I don't really like about the game is the excessive tire wear, because I don't think that really reflects real life too well, especially a lot. Like some tracks, I understand like there'd be more tire wear than others. That makes sense, but I feel like the tire wear is incredibly bad for most tracks, if not all of them. I think obviously DRS trains is still a bit of a thing. At least in the top tier racing, is still a massive thing, and it's not. There's so much dirty air, but there's not enough slipstream effects. So there's issues, but like the main handling model itself was a massive improvement on what it was from last year. It's the only reason why I actually started racing again in some form, just because it felt a lot better than last year's game, and I wanted to do something before I couldn't do anymore. So, but no, it's definitely genuinely it's a better game. It's a lot better. I do enjoy driving it. Maybe not as much today because the car still felt a bit near. It was a lot better than last night, but it definitely wasn't the best. But no, it's in fairness, it is a decent game, but it won't be F1 2020 or 21 by any chance. There's no chance it's going to happen.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that will be everything from me then. Thank you for your thoughts. Thank you for your time. Congrats on the podium, on the win. And we maybe see you then next week again, or at some other point in the future.
Definitely some other point. Hopefully, maybe next week. I don't know. We'll see. Depends if I'm doing any team races, but if I'm not, then I might do it.
Yeah. All right then. Thank you for that, and have a good evening.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it.
All right, and with that, guys, That was our post-race interviews of round 5, the Imola Grand Prix. Thank you all for tuning in. Remember to tune in next week again as we are heading for Spa for the next banger race, hopefully. Yeah, definitely a good track on this game to race on. Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you all for watching, and see you guys next week. Bye bye.